There's mild, wild, and then Chimera. As soon as you get off onto the trail, that's where Chimera shines. You've got all the genres of off-road and truck mashed into one. You can just dump diesel, ignition and air, and let this thing eat.
Fab 4's truck accessories manufacturer in South Carolina is home to an amazing transformation.
My name is Greg Higgs, and welcome to my playground. The whole point of this is just to be over-the-top absurd.
Chimera started life as a 2015 Chevy Colorado and has been transformed into a trail-crushing off-road monster, complete with military-grade axles.
There's mild, wild, and then Chimera. This truck was just sitting in the plant. I happen to also have some huge tires, and one day I just rolled them by it, and there was no turning back.
That was the beginning of this incredible conversion. And at the heart of Chimera is a 650 horsepower, 5.9 litre Cummins diesel engine, making this a vehicle you won't want to find yourself stuck behind on the road.
Fuel efficiency, forget about it.
Fitted with a 12,000 pound winch, front and rear steering and huge Fox shocks, this beast is happiest on the most challenging terrain.
It's just out of control. You've got rock crawling, desert bashing, kind of all the genres of off-road and truck mashed into one. You can just dump diesel, ignition and air, and let this thing eat. You're ready to feel it and smell it, you know you're driving Chimera.
When both turbos are engaged, it puts you back in your seat. And at that point, I am two hands every time on the steering wheel, or she will get away from you.
Top speed for this thing, honestly, you're looking about 45, 50 miles an hour. Probably could do 70, 80, but it'd be like the spruce goose in that thing, feeling like you're gonna come unglued.
And it is going to just let it rip. You feel those turbos kick in, man.
As soon as you get off onto the trail, different animal altogether. And as long as you're going 5, 7 miles an hour, perfect. Super comfortable off-road, all the traction you need. And that's where Chimera shines.
Now this thing, when it's coming through the woods, people are gonna be smiling ear to ear, and it just looks like a movie star. This thing's out of control.
Four-wheel drive, trails, and Chimera takes all of that experience to the extreme. Being in it, you can't see a whole lot, you can't hear anything, and you're just really holding on and pounding away and trying not to get beat up on the cage and everything. Because that 12 valve is just rattling your bones right behind the seat. You can really just point and shoot and let it bounce over everything. The low top kind of gives it that sinister feel. This thing looks like it's angry and moving fast, just sitting still. It would not be a day of wheeling if you did not have to bust out your tool bag at least once. While we're pushing the limits of a 9,000 pound truck, crazy power, we can go fast, we can get technical in the rocks. We've got it all in one, making people smile for days. I love it.
This here is Mortis. It's my custom-built 20,000 pound toy. I'm Jimmy Driver. I'm 42 years old and I'm from Naples, Idaho. Oh, life in Naples is very nice. It's laid back.
Jimmy might love the peace and quiet of rural Idaho, but his monster hearse Mortis is about as far away from silent as you can get.
It's a 20,000 pound Cadillac Superior. Bought him originally for $600. Mortis is 22 feet long, a little over 10 feet tall, and 10'4" wide. The tires in the back are 23-1 on a 26-inch rim, and the front ones are 16-9s on a 34-inch rim. And then I had to custom build the rims to match the crane front end. The engine in it's a 6V53 Detroit diesel. Best way to drive a Detroit powered anything is to get in it, get it running, slam your finger in the door, and try and blow it up the rest of the day.
Looking at this gigantic hearse, you might be wondering just how anyone gets into it.
They perform a lot better. So, kick the air, the electric fans, master switch, earmuffs.
And whether there's any tricks to getting such a massive vehicle started.
Can of springtime.
Maybe not.
One must wear earmuffs when sitting in this car because it is so loud that it's quite deafening, and I generally carry 2 pairs, one for me and one for my passengers, just so that we can get out and not have your ears ring for an hour. Mortis's top speed is roughly 10 to 12 miles an hour now. Most of the work done to Mortis has been with scrap parts. Yes, we robbed a lot of parts from an old paddle wheel to build the transfer case, and then stole parts off a school bus for the radiator and some off a motor grader for the front links.
Jimmy can't take credit for all the work on Mortis. His wife Leah also helped create it.
Building Mortis has been really fun. We've started building it. I think 2004 was our first mud bog. We went to one and he was like, I want to do that. So we just started tinkering on it from there, and it's been a lot of fun.
Mud bogging, you ask?
Mud bogging is pretty much a bunch of rednecks getting around a mud puddle and stirring it up with their 4-wheel drives, having a good time, burning gas and drinking beer. Most people think it is a pretty awesome car when they first see him and want to run up to him and get photographs.
I think he's a little bit crazy around the edges, but it's a good time.
Anybody want a pedicure?
And with so much adoration from others, would Jimmy ever be willing to part with Mortis?
I just don't think I'd want to get rid of Mortis, no matter what they offered. I don't really like money that much. It seems to detract from the fun. I don't think I'll ever get rid of Mortis. I'll just hand him down to the kid and let him play with him as long as he wants. Just enjoy it.
It's big, fast, powerful. We hold the Guinness World Record for the world's fastest monster truck.
Raminator, the fastest monster truck in the world, weighing in at over 10,000 pounds. This 2,000 horsepower beast has a top speed just shy of 100 miles per hour, and a champion like this doesn't come cheap. Raminator is worth $150,000.
We got into monster truck racing back in 1987. My brother Mark and I used to race mud racing trucks. We'd drive to the races, race, hope we didn't tear it up because we had to drive it home. Monster truck racing was just kind of getting its start, and we thought, well, that'd be pretty cool. One thing led to another, and we thought, well, let's ride that as far as it'll go, and the next thing you know, it's 33 years later or so, and here we still are.
Raminator travels the United States, racing and performing at shows.
We're here today at the Four-Wheel Jamboree Spring Nationals in Lima, Ohio. We're going to race and do a little bit of freestyle.
Show that we're going to do today, I believe they call it like a best trick, and that's just go out and do a donut or do a wheelie. For the racing part of it, it's like a straight up drag race. It's heads up racing. As soon as the light turns green, you get a hammer down.
The team behind Raminator rely on their years of experience to stay top of the game.
From the first Raminator that was built in 2002 to today's Raminator, there's been just little changes. The suspension's been made a little bit better. The horsepower's been made a little bit higher. The truck handles better. It's amazing.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for fastest Raminator!
Now, will the mighty Raminator take the winning position at today's race?
Fairly confident. I mean, with these guys, every one of them runs hard. None of them are just gonna, give you a win. You have to earn it. And that's the best part about racing with these guys. You can't win them all, but we're definitely gonna give it our best shot. From your shifter, depending on how fast you want to go with the Raminator, we got 2 gears. We got fast and faster. Controls for the rear steering. If I want to make a left-hand turn, I hit the left side of the switch. With all the seat belts and everything, we get all buckled in here. We're nice and tight. We don't move around. So the beauty of that is the tighter we are, the more we can run the trucks, the harder we can send the truck. The less chance of taking a hard hit. There's no padding in the bottom of the seats. If your suspension's not right, you're going to start feeling it.
With driver and vehicle ready for action, concentration is key. The tiniest wrong move could cost more than a broken truck.
Here we go. Up, 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 and over. All right.
They know when they come to race against the Raminator that they better pack their lunch. It'll be tough.
Racing monster trucks is an adrenaline rush. It doesn't matter who's beside you in the leather lane. You can run it as hard as you possibly can every chance you get. It might hold you over till the next weekend.
Another win in the bag for Raminator. There's only one thing for it. Celebrate in time-honored fashion with donuts.
Did what we came to do. We wanted to win all the races, and we did that. And we're got the points lead early, so we intend to win all of the races.
Raminator's in one piece. It's gonna go home in one piece, and all we gotta do is give it a bath and turn some wrenches on it. It'll be ready for the next one.
Bigfoot 5 is the biggest. It's the widest, the heaviest monster truck out there.
At 4.7 metres tall and weighing in at 38,000 pounds, Bigfoot 5 really is a true monster. And it was built by Bob Chandler, who didn't just create this beast, he invented the whole sport.
Bigfoot was the first. I started out with a stock pickup truck. I wanted to go more places, so I put bigger tires on a truck. Then the next thing you need is stronger drive shafts and axles and things. Then you don't have enough power, so you put a bigger engine in a truck, right? I started doing exhibition events. Went to any kind of event I could find, from mud runs to hill climbs to truck and tractor pulls. From that point on, it was known as Bigfoot.
As performances grew wilder, drivers looked for new ways to entertain the crowds, and the car crush was born. You've guessed it, Bob invented that too.
My friend comes to me, says, I got 2 cars out in a farmer's field. Let's see if he can drive over it. And promoter saw it. He says, I want you to do that in front of a crowd. When we did the first car crush in front of a crowd, it just amazed me. They just loved it. And to me, it was something kind of simple. The truck just drove over the cars.
The bar was raised at shows, and as the stunts grew bigger, so did the danger levels.
People were getting hurt. I know of 3 drivers that have broke their backs in these trucks early on. I was doing a show, and the promoter came up to me and says, you need to invent something. You need to do something, because this truck would drive right up the seats. Nothing would stop it. It's going to hurt people bad. And we designed a kill switch, we call it. There's somebody on the sideline that can press a button and stop that truck. That was one of the biggest things that we've ever done for monster trucks.
And for this vehicle, things were about to get even bigger.
We saw this military junkyard, and we see a trailer with 10-foot tall tires on it. And we're looking at that, and I said, well, I want to put them on my truck. These tires are off of an Alaska land train.
Now sporting 1-ton tyres, 5-ton axles, and 16-inch gas cell shocks, Bigfoot 5 became the world's biggest monster truck.
I got the best, nobody else can top it.
And the tread on these tyres allows for a pretty cool trick.
Jim Kramer, my compadre in this business, he'd get out of the truck, take the tire down as it's rolling, and then grab the back of it and pull him all the way up, and he'd walk on top of that tire for a while, and then jump back in and finish driving the truck. Still amazes me when it drives down the street. People just are awed at this thing. It's just a one of a kind.